Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, go Utes. Hello, Utah fans. Welcome to the Utah Football Fans Podcast, and welcome to Flanker Kitchen and Sporting Club. We are live at Flanker Kitchen in downtown Salt Lake at the Gateway. We've got some Utah fans here. If you're a Utah fan, let's hear it. Go Utes! Woo! And if you're not a Utah fan, that's okay. You can still join in.
They're Ute fans. Come on, look at them.
And if you want to enter some giveaways, we've got a whole table up here. Come write down your name and your email. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, we wish you were here with us, but we still want you to interact. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. You're following along. Like the video. Follow us on social media. We've got some of you in the chat. Give us a super chat. Super thanks. And thanks to Don for already starting things off great and giving us a super chat. All right. Oh, we're so excited to be here. This is so much fun. We hope to interact with a bunch of you who are here. We're going to talk about the Utah State game, preview the Oklahoma State game, and go around the different
and
whatever else we decide. Yeah,
very
please.
Structured. It's always very structured with us, as you know.
I will say this though: we did eat here, and the food is fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
The food is great. We had some tacos.
So if you're not here eating, that's a mistake.
I've heard about a margarita tree that they have. I haven't seen one yet. Has anybody ordered the margarita tree? If you do, I want to see what it looks like.
Wendy, margarita tree.
Yeah, get that. Get one of those, would you?
All right, so
Let's go.
let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about Utah State, but let me just get this in here really fast. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. And do you think you know your stuff? You can get in on the $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of that $200,000 prize. And then when the game's over, it does sound good. When the game's over, head on over to the online casino. Get in on a game of blackjack or poker, unwind with one of the 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Bet Online. The game starts here. All right. Let's talk about that Utah State game.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Look, it started off a little frustrating in the first quarter.
A little.
But there was no way we were going to lose that game. There is no way. I know we had a freshman QB. There was, as frustrating as it was and worrisome at times in that first quarter, there was no way we're going to lose to Utah State. Eventually it was going to happen. It happened just when I thought so.
See, again, you're very calm now, but as we were watching it, you weren't this calm.
And I'm going to start filming you in the moment and then post this versus that so everyone can see just the levels.
Yeah, I'm frustrated because I wanted to blow them out from the kickoff.
Yeah. So did I.
That's what I expected. But no, I mean, I'll give props.
You can't say, though, that you were always, like, you weren't worried we were going to lose the game. There was a point where I was worried we were going to lose.
And it was
I'll be real.
14-3, and our offense hadn't really done anything. Yeah, I was worried.
Okay, it was 14-3 first quarter. Wilson had, first game, sure there was the jitters. They hadn't opened up, according to Witt, they had not opened up the playbook for him yet. But after that, so it was 14-3, and then for 3 quarters, it was 35-7.
Yeah, we outscored them 35-7 from that point
for the rest of the game. Now, there were some big plays. When you're watching it, see, this is to me why I was frustrated. First of all, props to the pig farmer, because we know the guy is a baller. He gives his all. When he throws the ball, his whole body's into it.
Yeah.
Okay. But eventually he's going to throw a couple of picks, which he did, just the way it has been. But you got to admit that the receivers, he threw up a couple of prayers that were answered.
Well, yeah, it had like 3 one-handed,
one off the shoulder,
unbelievable
long balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic catches by their receivers. I mean, unbelievable catches.
And then defensively, we were controlling things, and then there were some plays where it was 3rd and long, and they would get the first down. That's what was frustrating me, because we had chances just to pair it up and finish it off. And those kinds of things happen. So, yeah, I mean, I was frustrated at the time, but we kept going and going. I knew in the end. Now, I'll give props, though, to their running back. I forgot his name now, whoever it is, but he was good.
Mhm.
What do you think? What do you think about Wilson? I'm curious. A lot of people online saying stuff, but what are your thoughts on Wilson?
Start off with Wilson. I mean, you could just see the jitters that he was having. I felt like he wasn't super comfortable to start off. He settled into it. I appreciated seeing even just the progression from first quarter to fourth quarter. I think he got more comfortable. His confidence went up, which is exactly what we need to see from him. He just needs to calm down. To calm down. And that's going to come with experience and confidence. But I liked what I saw. I'm very optimistic about his future and the future that he's going to bring to Utah football.
My biggest thing was the receivers dropped 4 balls that hit him in the hands. There were probably 2 of them that had too much pace considering the distance. But when you have a freshman/rookie quarterback in his first start, the receivers, that's your job, is to make it easy on him, make some of those hard catches so that he builds that confidence. Fortunately, they started to. The team turned around. I thought he looked great. By the end of the game, I thought he looked fantastic. I mean, there were times where he was making progressions that looked like he was a 3-year starter. I mean, look at the touchdown to Money Parks. I mean, he is looking the safety off, knowing he's coming back to Parks, right? And so he looks him off and then hits Parks. And there was another one where he does the same thing. He looks Keithy to bring the safety, and then he hits Parks on like a 20-yard out route. So those sorts of things are not your traditional freshman quarterback things. He looked great. He looked great.
The throw to Lohner in the corner.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's exactly where it needed to go.
Yeah.
6'7" dude, but it had to be the right throw. Had to be up there where he could only get it. He did score. So what did he end up with? 3 touchdowns and
so he had 239, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception.
Okay.
And the 1 interception was one of those plays where he just put too much pace on it, went right through Keithy's hands, and was picked off. But again, it hit him in the hands. So, but hey, I think he looked, by the end of the game, it gave me a lot of confidence that if we have to go to him again at some point in this season, he can run the offense. And the biggest thing was our offensive line freaking got it together in the second half and started to manhandle, as they should have, and the run game took off. And that's always going to help your freshman.
And Bernard had 100.
Bernard, he's having a great year so far.
Another big game.
123 yards and a touchdown.
Stinger got more involved.
Stiff armed like 9 dudes on that one run.
Bernard, I do appreciate seeing Bernard have, at least so far, he's having a great year. And reminder that we only got him for like 1 or 2 games last season before he had a season-ending
mystery.
We don't even really know because they never said the details of what happened, but he didn't play the rest of the season. So it is nice to see him doing so well. As far as the receivers go, yeah, we had some amazing catches by our receivers, but the drops were frustrating.
Drops were frustrating.
And some of them, okay, I guess you could say it was Wilson, but some of them hit him right in the hands. If it hits you in the hands, you got to pull that in.
There were 2 on the same route that Stanley had a wheel coming out of the backfield, and he hit him twice. And they were both on 3rd downs. They would have extended the drive, and he dropped both of them. And those are the plays that you just have to have those. Even if you catch it and you gain no additional yards, but you get the first down, it just keeps things rolling. And so they fixed those sorts of things. And the second half, they looked a whole lot better. And I think, you have to give Utah State credit, though. Number one, the team, they were hyped. They were jacked.
They're ready to play.
And that stadium, you could just tell from the TV, like those fans were in it. You could tell. And I talked to some Utah fans that were there, and it was rocking. Fortunately, I mean, the talent just separated, and that's what got the job done.
Let me ask you then about Rising not playing, Cam not playing. So my preference was, I was hoping he'd play.
Same.
Because if you think about it, he has not played a full football game for Utah since December of 2022 in the Pac-12 championship game in Vegas. The next game, which was I think it was the first week. Yeah, it was the New Year's Day.
It was this January 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah. Okay. At the Rose Bowl, he got knocked out. And so it's been 21 months since he's played a football game, and he only played a half against SUU, and then he played a half against Baylor.
Yeah.
Okay, so as good as he is, I just don't feel like after all of that we're going to walk into Oklahoma State and he's going to be peak.
Agreed.
So that's why I wanted him to play, because, get the reps. He needs them. So we're going to see, and people, come back at me on it, which is fine. I don't care. Different opinions on that, but I wish he would have played. Now, the thing that's what we don't know is, if you saw the pictures of him,
Yeah.
it's not his ring finger. It's his, whatever that finger is next to your middle finger.
Your ring finger.
That is your ring finger.
Okay,
a ring finger on both hands. It's whatever this one is.
Wedding
Not
ring.
this
The
one. This
ring.
one.
This one.
The ring one
This
that's not on
one?
the ring hand.
This one. It was taped.
I know, on this side of the knuckle.
You see that was taped. Nothing. Yeah. I'm going, okay. Does that keep you out of the game? That's my question. I don't know. Whatever. I'm glad Wilson got the reps, but I would have preferred to have Rising. And I guess we know he's playing.
That's the unofficial word.
The officially unofficial
Man,
word.
until he's out there, I've heard stuff that he's playing, but man, until I see him freaking out, on
I'd
that
be
field,
shocked.
dude.
The way that Singer was talking is that he'll be back, and the way Whittingham's talking is he'll be back. But no one asked Whittingham the question.
Yeah. Hey, Whit, is Rising going to play next week? Now, one freaking dude.
Not one person in the local media said, now look, Whittingham's not going to answer it. We all know it. But you asked the
Ask
question.
the question.
I look at the whole press conference and I'm going, is
First
anyone going to
question should be
say,
that?
is what's Cam Rising's situation? Not one person?
I kept waiting for it, but they're all worried about other stupid stuff, but whatever.
I think he'll play, but I do agree. The concern is he has not played a full game,
And now he's going to Oklahoma State,
And
which is an
which is-
environment.
which we already let alone that being his first game. This was going to be one of our toughest games of the season.
Yeah, regardless.
So
Yeah, let's hope.
I don't know why they held him out. Obviously, yeah, it seems like he possibly could have played. Of course, what do we know? But
I know everything.
Man,
I mean, we do know everything. But
the truth.
I
It's
don't
the
know.
truth,
It would have
baby.
been nice to see him to at least give some peace of mind to get him the experience. But it is what it is.
Hey, shout out on our chat tonight. Ruben Judd Hardy is watching from Washington State.
All right.
Right on, man. Thanks for joining.
Are you a Washington State fan or a Husky fan? Because that's going to dictate your mood a lot.
Oh,
tonight.
man.
If you're Washington State fan, you're feeling good
Oh,
right
boy.
now. Okay, what about the D? Utah's D. What are your thoughts on?
So
then
it's-
we'll move on to Oklahoma State.
It's interesting because I think it was post game. I heard Whittingham say that starting the game, the defense had tried to do some different things
Yeah.
to throw Barnes off.
Yeah.
Because obviously Barnes knows
He
our
knows our
defense
defense.
and knows our teams really well, or our team really well, and it wasn't working. And so then they made the adjustments at halftime, and then from there on just played their regular defense and ended up dominating. I mean, the two interceptions,
Dang.
the one from Calhoun and then the one from Snowden,
Snowden was the best play I've seen all year so far.
unbelievable
I thought they scored.
interceptions.
I did too. Everyone did.
Yeah.
The entire stadium thought he scored, and then all of a sudden Snowden gets up with the ball. It was great.
Dude,
Yeah.
those are
And then the
great.
Calhoun one, I saw someone posted a picture of his pick and then Sean Smith. And dude, you can't tell them apart, which is a pretty big compliment, seeing how Sean Smith played in the NFL for like 10 years.
Mhm.
So it was, yeah, I heard the same thing. They tried to mix it up and then they just said, screw it.
Yeah,
Let's just go back to our D.
and after that,
and they
we
looked
started
good.
playing ball.
Yeah.
More or less.
Well, and Reed didn't play, which that's going to play a factor
Oh, he's in,
in,
man.
in play calling and those sorts of things. So they settled in. And then at the end, you looked at the stats and you kind of went, dang it, they actually played pretty well.
The only
statistically.
downside is they ran for
140.
140, which is uncharacteristic for Utah.
Hey, but credit, you said it. Credit to the running back. I don't know his
Dude's
name.
good. So, give
He
it to
ran
him.
violently. And and then Barnes, he made some plays.
Mhm.
There were some times where there were some blown covers that does give me some pause. But clean it
So
up.
I will say, well, defensively, Tanu Vasa is fantastic.
Oh,
I love seeing him. He just keeps getting better and better. I feel like next year he'll be a captain. Like you just see it. his play's improving, but also his leadership. And he's just one of those guys that like, he brings the energy. I don't know. The camera's always going to him.
It's great. And he's always got this smile on his face and his helmet. And
he's
seems
playing
like 9 sizes too
Yeah.
small.
He's playing
I love
fantastic
it.
too. So I do
I
like
love
seeing
it.
him.
Okay, we have to talk about Teo Johnson's hit.
Oh,
The dude
okay.
across the middle. I thought the dude was dead.
I
Credit,
know.
the guy got up.
I know.
I'd be on the ground still.
The fact that no flag went out, I don't care. It was clean.
It was
But
clean.
it was fast. But the fact that no Raiders, baby, no
Cowboys.
Raiders.
That's pain right there. You can see it in his
Oh,
eyes.
you're talking Oklahoma State? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Different Cowboys.
Oh, I guess that's true. They're the Cowboys too.
Yeah,
He probably is slamming us.
Oh, what? It went right over my head.
that's all right.
So-
He just left. It's fine.
All right, where was I? No, I mean,
Teo Johnson.
in today's game, with a hit like that, the guys throw the flag. They don't even look.
They don't even look at. Well,
I can't believe they didn't throw it.
It's
but
shocking
it
that
was
they
clean
did
as
it.
can be.
It was great.
That's the way it
Yeah.
should be.
It was a great hit. His head was at the side, all body. It was beautiful.
I'm glad that dude's okay.
I am
Because
too.
yeah, like to get hit like that and the way he spun around, it was one of those scary football plays to watch. But then when you watched the replay, it was clean.
Hey,
But I do
whatever.
want to mention before we move on to Oklahoma State, just a couple of other things with our receivers and our tight ends. So I went back and watched some of the highlights and seeing Keithy catch it, the size difference between Keithy and the Utah State defenders.
Yeah, he's huge.
Who's so much, it looked like little kids playing
He's a big
an
guy.
adult. And then Caleb Lohner,
Talk about a big guy.
a huge, like the dynamic presence that he has brought to the team, not with just the receptions, but with the special teams.
He's got what, 2 blocked field goals already?
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, that's just something like you can't,
You can't coach it.
no, he's 6'7".
huge.
He's going to use his arms, the wingspan. So that's a huge advantage for us. And then we got to talk about Carson Ryan's catch.
That
In
catch
the end zone.
sealed the game.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Again, maybe not the greatest throw to him.
He had pressure right in his face. He just put it out there, and Carson Ryan made
You better
A play.
bring that in.
okay.
Oh, sure, Gary. Yeah,
of
like
all the plays for them to
Come on,
to
man.
drop, that
At
would have
this
been
level,
the one.
If you get your hand on it, it's like he dropped it onto his hand.
It was a great catch.
Bring that baby in.
And his hair,
Well-
by the
What do you think
way,
about that?
beautiful.
that was some big skill.
Beautiful flow by Carson Ryan. Love it.
He does have some flow going.
Love the flow. Don't ever cut it. What is with tight ends at the U and having just beautiful bops of hair?
I know your favorite Fotheringham,
He's not with the Raiders anymore.
and he's not on the Raiders anymore.
Oh, breaks my heart.
All right, well, we'll move on to Oklahoma State. But before we do, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Be Neat Cleaning Company. So Be Neat Cleaning Company is a local cleaning company here in Utah. They offer home cleaning, which can be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or construction cleaning, commercial cleaning, or move-in, move-out cleaning. Look them up at beneatcleaningco.com to schedule your free consultation. And if you mention Utah Football Fans Podcast, you get $40 off your first house cleaning. You can also follow them on Instagram to see the work they're doing with some of your favorite Utah football players. And tonight, one of the prizes that we're giving away is a free 5-hour cleaning session.
That's
So
insane.
if you haven't entered the giveaways yet, and sorry to all of you who aren't here with us at Flanker Kitchen, you should have come down here. We have amazing prizes from our sponsor. So again, look them up at beneatcleaningco.com. All right.
All right, let's talk Oklahoma State because now it really begins. This is it.
boy.
Preseason's over. It's game time.
Well, we've known that this was the game all along. Like this is exactly where I expected us to be. 3-0.
But I'm just saying it's
This is it. It's go time.
Now it's go time. You're right. And Oklahoma State is a good football team.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to play some ball. Okay.
100%.
But I want to ask this before we get going down on some of the stuff. What do you think about Gundy, Mike Gundy?
He's goofy and I love it.
I like it. I like
I love
the dude,
it.
man.
He and Whittingham have been at their respective schools for almost the exact same amount of time. Very similar winning records. And they're very similar. And I like the guy.
Yeah, but their personalities could not be more different.
No, they're very different, but I just love the way, like his interview this week, he's talking, the Coke machine's making weird noises and he's over there going,
I watched that.
you got to get a new compressor in that
He
thing.
went over
And it's
did
like
it.
bugging him. Can we unplug it? Like he's just, I love it. I think he's a good coach.
Went over unplugged.
Yeah. I love the personality, the attitude. I think he's awesome.
Well, obviously he's a good coach, and even Whittingham said this, that to last this long in this business, you have to be talented at it.
Yeah.
Which I love that he was giving himself that compliment.
That's true. That's a little pat on the
because
back.
he's been around just as long. So yeah, he's an interesting guy. I will be honest, I have not paid that much attention to Oklahoma State prior to this year.
Mm-mm.
Just because
They've been
no
good.
reason to.
They're always in the mix.
except I would always watch like the Oklahoma State game every year, usually. So I don't know. I like Gundy.
So Stillwater. No, we're not going to be there.
I know,
From
unfortunately.
is that Carrie? Carrie W. From,
Unless someone wants to, like charter a private jet. Anybody
us all.
here at Flanker have that kind of money? That would be amazing.
That would be
Because
amazing.
flights are expensive.
Yeah, I looked at him like $1,000+
but the
dollars.
stadium is,
I know.
I think, as far as capacity, is about the same as Rice Eccles. They're pretty close.
Very close.
And here's the thing I wasn't actually thinking about till yesterday when I saw it pop up on social media. It's going to be freaking 97 degrees.
Yeah. Plus humidity.
It's going to be hot. At what time is it there?
It'll be 3 o'clock kick
3
with their
o'clock.
central time.
That's going to be hot. That's going to be a factor.
Yeah, it'll be really hot.
So anyway,
Yeah. So
but I'm looking forward to it. This is great. But right out of the gate, man, this game here, in my view, do you say must win? No. But we got to win.
It's not a must win, but I think it really
No, but yes.
Everyone's schedule though.
but it shows it's a really good, hey,
gotta- we
where
gotta-
are we? Sort of a
Yeah,
game.
but man.
Like if it's these are two top 15 teams right now. I mean, they're 14, we're 12 on the road. It's a great barometer to say, hey, how good are we? Are we the top of this conference or not? That's what this game's going to show. And Whittingham even said this. If you want to be the best, if you want to go to championship games and you want to go to the playoff, you have to win on the road. You're going to have to win on the road. And this is the game that I think most Utah fans have had circled as one of, if not the hardest test of the season. So go win the game and you go, okay, let's go. Now the rest of the schedule lines up really nicely.
I am interested to see who's going. If you're in the chat and if you're going, is anybody here going?
Take a cool rag and
No, you're not going. No.
Nobody?
I know. Well,
you
it's,
sure?
Come on, man, go.
I know the 97 degrees and
Are you going?
and humid makes me go, oh, okay, I'm kind of glad that I'm maybe not going to be there, but
I know, it'd be so hot.
Okay, so when we talk Oklahoma State, I think it's fair you have to talk about at least two guys for sure. And number one is Ollie Gordon.
Yep.
Okay, he was the offensive player of the year in the Big 12 last year.
I think he's the
2023.
best running
and
back in the country.
He's considered the best or one of the best running backs. So Utah's gonna have to deal with it.
And if they are tackling like they did last week, it could be a problem.
But here's the interesting thing. Bernard has more yards than Gordon does at this very moment
And less
on the
carries.
on the season and less carries. So that's just, it's interesting. I've only watched one
That is
Oklahoma
interesting.
State game so far this season. I watched was it Arkansas
Yeah, the Arkansas game.
when they had to go to double overtime. And Gordon couldn't get anything going. He
Interesting.
was struggling in that game. I don't know. It really shocks me right now. He's got 62 carries for 216 yards and 4 touchdowns.
He's averaging what, like 3
Like
yards?
2.5, 2.6 or something.
But
No.
Bernard has 41 carries for 274 yards and only 1 touchdown. It's just interesting that on less carries, Bernard has more yards.
Well, and I've seen this argument is, well, who have they played? They've actually played very similar competition. So they beat South Dakota State in their first game. Second game, they went to overtime
double overtime.
double
They
overtime.
had to go to double overtime to
with
beat them.
Arkansas. And I would put Arkansas Baylor in very similar. I think Arkansas will be better, but very similar. Okay, Power 5 school. And then last week, they blew out Tulsa. So very similar schedules to this point. So I do find that really interesting. I haven't seen much of their games, more highlights than anything. He still looks good though, and he's still
Well,
their
yeah,
biggest
obviously
threat.
he's gonna be a massive threat. It's just interesting that we actually have more yards as
Yeah, okay.
or
Well,
running back.
Here's the thing. I watched 2 of Gundy's press conferences, and he addressed that.
Oh no.
And what it is that all of the teams are loading the box with an extra 1 or 2 guys to stop him.
Which is exactly what I would do.
Okay. And he anticipates Utah to do it, he said too. So, but having done that, and he explained, all he understands and whatever. So, but when they do that, then it goes to the passing game. And that's how you have to look at it. That Bowman, who's their QB, he's a 7th-year senior starting quarterback. He's like Cam.
Yeah.
Sounds
He's been
familiar.
7 years. He started at Texas Tech. He was there for several years. He went to Michigan. He transferred to Michigan, but they had McNamara at the time, and then they had J.J. McCarthy, the 5-star. He was there, and so he left, and Bowman then ended up last year at Oklahoma State. He's a big guy. I mean, I think he's 6'3", 220, something like that. He's a tall dude. And so they've been able to stop Gordon. But if you watch their games, dude, he's lighting it up. They got some receivers.
That's the key. They have some very talented receivers.
He's not the dual threat guy.
No.
He's
going to
a
drop
big
back
guy.
and
He's
throw
more
it.
in the pocket.
Yep.
But he can throw it. He's experienced. They average as far as passing yards per game, 334 yards a game passing.
Okay.
And I think his pass percentage is like 66% or something like that.
It is.
And when I'm watching the games, those quick recaps where you get most of the game, you don't have to go through all the commercials and stuff.
Yeah.
They're great.
Watching the game. I'm watching him, and so when they can't run, they're not a dink. At least what I've seen, they're not like a dink and dunk team, man. They do these slants and they go deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our corners are going to be tested in this game.
So this is going to be interesting. We're going to go after Ollie Gordon so he can't torch us, but our secondary linebackers are going to be tested. That's the way it's going to be. Their offense is good, man. Their offense is good.
The strategy though, I agree with the strategy is you stop Ollie Gordon and you make that guy beat you. He's very talented. I'm not slamming on the guy, but if you're going to pick your poison against Oklahoma State, I'm going to make him throw the ball 35 times a game and see if he can beat me through the air and limit what Ollie Gordon can do. That's the play. I think that's what Utah's going to do. Having Reed out is going to hurt.
Well, that was my question of course, we don't know anything with Reed or what his
He's not gonna play.
timeline is or anything like that. It seems like maybe it was an ankle injury from a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if we're going to have him back, unfortunately.
I think Barton's going to have a game. I think this is going to be Barton's best game of the year. He's been relatively quiet. He's had some plays. I think that this could be his game.
I think Oklahoma State, their strength is their offense. They've been putting up points. They average 40 a game. I understand the teams they're playing, but whether it's running or passing, I've been impressed. But looking at their defense, I think their defense is vulnerable.
It's very vulnerable.
I mean, I was watching the Arkansas game. Jaquindon Jackson, by the way, tore him up.
Yeah, he did. He had a game.
So, JJ, you should have stayed with the Utes, man. But anyway, he had a great game. But if you look at their stats, so their offensive stats are really good. But their defensive stats, for instance, with the rushing yardage, they allow, what is it?
They allow 157.3 yards per game.
Okay. And then also the passing yardage per game.
Over 300.
Over 300. So Utah they should be able to move the ball. So I feel like the offenses are going to move the ball. I don't think this is going to be like a 2020 type.
I think that's the key to the game is their offense is good.
Yeah.
Their offense isn't insane. It's not, this offense is going to put up 64 points a game, but it's solid. Their defense is where Utah has to win this game. Our offense has to take advantage because I pulled up those stats too. They're 124th in yards allowed, 128th in passing yards allowed, 122nd. These are all national rankings in first downs allowed, 92nd in rushing yards per game, and then 61st, which is kind of surprising considering all the yards they give up. It seems like they do clamp down in the red zone, but they're still 61st nationally in points per game. So Utah has to control the ball, limit the amount of times that Ollie Gordon is on the field, and take advantage and score when they have those opportunities, because that's where it's going to be the weakest.
And see, that's where we go back to talking about Cam. We don't really know what Cam's readiness is. So it's
I
frustrating.
mean, the
It's
games
hard.
we've seen, even against Baylor, he looked fantastic. He looked great. I mean, he's played a grand total of 4 quarters, and he's got 7 touchdowns already. I get
Right. And
Southern Utah,
no
I get it.
interceptions. And
I understand
but-
it's the talent that he's played against, but Baylor, he's got 7 touchdowns already, 0 interceptions. Keep him upright. Stop taking freaking unnecessary hits.
But the Arkansas game, if you look, see, to me, it gives me more of Arkansas is a decent football team.
Yeah.
Okay. And Arkansas this is the thing. Arkansas put up 648 yards against Oklahoma State defense.
Jeez, I didn't realize there's
Okay.
that many.
If they can do it, then we got to be able to score, man. Now they put up 385 on Arkansas. Arkansas just choked that game.
they did.
Yeah, they
Oh,
did.
they absolutely did.
They had that game won.
Oklahoma State actually should have lost. There was multiple opportunities that Arkansas could have put it away.
Arkansas
Yeah.
threw for 416 and ran for 232. All I'm saying is
Our offense can do it.
their defense doesn't appear to be the shutdown D. We've got to move and score because I feel like their offense is going to be able to score on us. So
The only thing I hate about stats like that is it was double overtime.
Yeah, but it's not the NFL where you start at the 25.
yeah, it's a little different.
I know, but still, you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
And especially like the QB, his stats, because I can't remember exactly what the plays were, but extra touchdowns and
know,
things
I
like
know.
that.
Yeah, look
Anyways,
at that.
but whatever.
You got to
Arkansas could have put it away and they missed some opportunities.
Fumbles, man.
So
Fumbles
Hey,
and-
I
hopefully
was cheering for
we-
you, Oklahoma State. I was cheering for you in that game, and you pulled it out. But now
now
I
we're
just
not
think-
cheering for you.
I just think that X factor is the heat, the humidity. That stadium environment is notorious for being a great crowd, and I think that they are going to want to come out and prove, hey, the new guy in town is not
Oh,
the
of
best. team.
course.
So
Absolutely.
it's gonna be a great game. And Utah, if they come out slow like they did against Utah State, they're in trouble because they will get down 21-7, 21-3 early, and then you're digging yourself out of these holes. They cannot start slow. They need to start fast. They get up 21-7, force them to throw the ball. That's where Utah's going to be. Utah's going to win.
Yeah. Okay. So you said it. The keys of the game the way I look at it. I'm not interested in what the chat or others may think about it, and I think we've already talked about it. You have is limit Gordon.
Yes.
Okay. You got to limit. He can't go off for 200.
Keep him under 100 yards.
Okay.
That's the goal.
For me, though, if that's what we do, he's going to get some yards. But if we can control him, Bowman is going to throw, and these dudes, they're gonna press it. They're stretch the field on us.
Yeah, the
What I've
receivers-
seen is, so it does matter that we get pressure on the dude. He's not as mobile. He's not the two-way guy or the guy that can run and pass. So if we can get pressure on the guy,
Yep.
it's really we can slow them down a lot. And then we need to score points. I don't think
What's
we
their
saw the
O line
win ball
like?
thing.
Do we have any idea what their O line is like? Oklahoma State fans, I don't know what their O line is like. I know Utah's D line is great. So
Gundy, when I was listening to him, I'm sure I'll get corrected. Some Oklahoma State fan's going to watch this and
Blast
That's
and
fine.
blast
I don't
you.
care.
You're gonna-
on his O line, but he was saying they had to do some improvements.
Well, Connor Earl says their O line is good.
They're going to be
give them a grade,
they're
like a
always-
B.
they're going to score. I'm just saying we need to score.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're
we
right.
can.
I don't think this is a 21-23
No, man, no
game.
way.
This is
You got a prediction? What are you thinking?
Oh, are we doing
We're there already?
predictions?
Yeah, we're there. Let's do it. Who's got what prediction? Utah, Oklahoma State.
Oh,
35,
Coronavirus.
34
What do you got
Utah.
out there?
35,
35,
34.
34.
That's not
you got?
right.
What you got? 31-28.
For
I like
Utah?
it. Well, yeah. Look, well, of course.
I know. Well, I have to
For Utah?
ask. Yeah, I mean, well, because you just don't know.
Oh, 38-21. I like it.
Okay.
I like it, Pilgrim.
Pac-12 Pilgrim.
33-26.
I will.
Ooh, if
I
we
will
can
say,
hold them to 26
Did you
points,
give us one?
that
What you got? 28-24.
I think it's going to be close.
I think it's just close. It's one of those
What do you got,
games.
man?
I already said.
he said his.
35-34 Utah.
I'm going. I do think it's going to be 38, 34, 35, something like that.
Right in that mid 30s.
I think we're going to be in the 30s. I think it'll be upper 30s. I think it's going to be tight. I think Utah can pull it out, but
And
we have to
are
score
you
it.
are you choosing Utah?
Absolutely. What
Oh
the
my
freak?
gosh. Hey, they're saying the O line is really good according to our chat. So that's good for them because that's where Utah's going to have to
That's
win
what I'm
this
saying.
game.
They're when I watch their
Experience.
games, particularly against Arkansas, because they were the best competition they played.
Yeah.
I was impressed with their offense, man. They were moving the ball, and I'm going to say this: Gundy's going to throw in a trick play. Mark my word.
Oh, he always
Oh
does.
yeah.
Okay, you got to be ready for a trick play from Gundy.
Well, Whittingham might do the same.
But Gundy, he does that stuff. But when I was watching, I was impressed with their offense and the way they stretched the field against them. But again, I didn't think their defense was that great. So Utah has to match it. They're gonna move it on us.
For what it's worth, the line is 2.5 in favor of
Yeah.
Oklahoma State. ESPN's predictor as of right now has Oklahoma's a 60 point, which surprises me. 60%.
60% chance to win is
That
what
surprised me. That's a
ESPN's
high number.
predictor
I would have
is.
thought it was more 55-ish. But
I don't know, everybody.
You know why this game though is big? And I don't know everyone's schedule. The main, off the top of my head. But when you look at Oklahoma State's upcoming schedule, so they play us and Kansas State. Those are two massive games,
Oh.
back to back.
back to back. So
Oh yeah,
that's going to determine. Honestly, that's going to.
I wish we were the second game that they had
You know
to
what?
play.
Me too.
But then they play
Not the
West
first game.
Virginia,
West Virginia.
the Zoobs, Baylor, Arizona State, TCU, Texas Tech, Colorado. These games right now are very critical. That's why I'm saying this is a big game.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's the same with
But
us.
I will
We
say
go
this.
them
Look,
and
listen,
then we go
listen.
Arizona.
Yeah.
I will. Yes, I know.
We got to go to UCF at the end, which
I will say this, Utah fans, if we do lose, it's not, don't burn the buildings to the ground.
We're not
Don't be
gonna
jumping off
lose.
of bridges like this is the first real game. There's a lot of football left to be played. Yeah. And look, two teams make it to the freaking championship game. So whether you're the first seed, the second seed, the goal is that. Now, obviously, we're going to win, and I want us to win. But I'm just saying, I've been down this road enough times that you lose one game and everyone's fire everybody.
You got to look at 30,000 foot.
You got to look at it as
Dude.
in totality and go, okay,
You got to win.
now if they do lose, then every game becomes that much more important. You're right. Arizona comes to town the next week. What
All I'm
happened to them
saying
over the
is-
freaking weekend? But still, just win.
Guys,
All right.
I'm out here
All
on
right.
an island by myself this time. That's okay.
What's your
Why?
island?
What
What
did you
do you
do?
say?
Did you pick Oklahoma State? Did she pick?
I haven't.
Why do you do this?
Because from the beginning of the season, when I have predicted Utah's
right.
schedule, this
So did
one
I.
this
You
one
still
was
pick
always
your
the
team to
one.
Win.
Are you kidding me?
Pick it. Let's hear it.
Pick it.
Hold on, real quick before you do it. Texas Mike, get ready to clip this.
Yeah, hey,
He
Texas.
clips
I
everything.
don't know if Texas Mike is here. I
He'll
haven't seen
find
him
it.
in the
He'll
chat.
find it. I'll
He'll
tag
find
him.
No, my score prediction's 42-38. So
Utah.
do with that what you will.
Wow.
That's fine. That's fine. Bring it on. It's fine.
Boo.
I just don't know. I mean, on the road, our first, I don't know.
I know.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Utah, please prove me wrong.
Disappointed in you, but I'm not
It's
surprised by you.
listen, it's reverse psychology.
Oh yeah, because
They putting that out in the atmosphere. Is that what it is?
It's worked before, so we're gonna try it again.
Okay. Well, that's
Well,
disappointing.
you're
That kind of put a
wrong.
little bit of a.
No. Okay, but before we do move on, we forgot to say Coach Whittingham has recorded his 250 career wins.
That's wild.
They just announced that today. So I guess on Saturday was his 250th.
It does
Win.
seem weird that they announced it today. It's like someone missed it, and then they were like, "Oh,
And then they counted and
Oh.
put the graphic out on
yeah,
a
it's
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Let's put the graphic out."
And we do want to thank our sponsor, Thomas Orthodontics. Dr. Thomas is a board certified orthodontist. Thomas Orthodontics offers various orthodontic services, including traditional braces, clear aligners, early orthodontic treatment for children, and adult orthodontics. They also specialize in jaw alignment and bite correction procedures. They have locations in Spanish Fork, Salem, and Tooele, Utah. So if you are on the south end of the valley, make sure you give them a call. Look them up at thomasortho.com to schedule your consultation. And two things. If you mention Utah Football Fans podcast to Dr. Thomas, you get $500 off your comprehensive treatment. $500 off. And he's giving away tonight to somebody here either 2 custom mouth guards for like sports wearing or custom home bleach trays with an at-home bleach kit. So
I'll say this. If you play sports that requires a mouth guard and you've never had a custom mouth guard made, do it. It was one of the best investments. It is night and day versus those ones you buy over at freaking Dick's Sporting Goods that like you stuck and then you melt. It melts. It's like you're putting lava in your. Yeah. No. The custom, you can actually breathe and you can talk. It's unbelievable.
So there you go.
It's worth every penny. So yeah, that's a great
tip of the day.
thomasortho.com. And to those of you here at Flanker Kitchen, if you haven't entered giveaways, we have some amazing stuff. So make sure you come
put your
and
name in there.
Put your name in the bucket to win. All right. We're going to go around the horn of games last
any
weekend.
games that interested you?
It was a pretty boring weekend.
Yeah, the
of college
weekend
football.
was. You know,
Okay, well,
Honestly,
Utah fans, you think that we were down about our game. Think about being Georgia. I thought I was seeing things when I turned that game on and they'd
They
only
look horrible.
scored 13 points.
They look terrible.
It was 13-10.
maybe they're not unbeatable.
I mean, obviously,
And it's Georgia. They're going to rebound. You watch.
Kentucky's good, but Kentucky's not unbelievable. So they did. They shot themselves in the foot.
Okay,
Yeah, Kentucky could have won.
We were arguing about that. We were
Okay, what do you
Texting
think?
each other.
It's how much time was left in the game?
I know, but here's the reason.
You can't, dude.
Well, they lost. They never saw the ball again.
Okay, let's
That
give
was
some
the reason.
context. People have no idea what
Can't
crap we're
punt it
talking
away. Kentucky had the ball in the fourth quarter,
It's like the 40-yard line or something.
It was their own 40.
I get it, but
but it was fourth and what? What was
It
the
was 4th and 8.
okay?
dude, if the
Don't
worry
put dude
was
me.
if you punt, you're never seeing the ball again
Hold
against
on.
Georgia,
Which is what happened.
which is what happened. I would have taken the gamble and gone for it because worst case scenario, you could if you stop them and kick a field goal, you could still tie them.
Georgia was
That's
supposed
my reasoning.
Georgia was supposed to win that game by 35 points. That was the line before the game. So, sometimes people, even after our Utah State game, people were coming at us for saying, oh, it was a little close to call sometimes and saying, why are you so negative about things? Because the expectation is we were supposed to go in and blow them out. Think about Georgia. You're supposed to go in and win by 35 points, and you've only scored 13 points at halftime. I mean, they're not number one in the AP poll anymore.
Yeah, but there's a lot of games.
I know it's only the third week of the season, but that was a shock, I think, to the whole country.
So there was 3 minutes left. It's 4th and 8 on your own 40. If it was 4th and 6, I agree.
You got to go.
4th and 8,
What
though.
happened is exactly what I knew was going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the risk you take because if you turn it over there, you for sure lose.
Okay, there in the chat, is that William Mulata? Arizona, Kansas State was a surprise. That was a surprise.
The level of which they blew them out.
They blew
was
them
a
out.
surprise.
Yeah.
Arizona,
They got exposed as a two-man team. They got
Yeah,
exposed.
but they had been playing so well the 2 weeks beforehand. Arizona had been. So
but
that one was a shock that they got blown out. So
I'll say though, Kansas State looked really good.
they're good.
They're
like
solid just across the board. They're
That's
not
what it is.
flashy. They're just solid and they don't shoot
they're like
themselves in the foot.
well, just yeah, that was the way I looked at it. Their QB, Avery Johnson. He looks like he's 10 years old. with
Also
long
great
hair.
flow though. Great hair.
I mean,
As
look
you can
at him,
tell,
that
if-
guy's
if-
freaking playing
if you
college
listen,
ball.
James really wants long hair.
I do, but I look terrible with. I would look so bad with
How
it.
do you know? You've never tried.
I can look at me. Have you seen this? This does not work with long hair.
Oh, you just got a cat call out there somewhere.
I don't know.
Maybe you
Is
need
that
to.
you? That was you.
You need to try
I knew
it.
it.
Try-
Yeah.
Try the long
Try
hair.
it.
He's
Try
very
it,
he's
man.
very jealous of quarterbacks and football players that have long hair.
I know. Is that? Go for it.
Colorado State. Anyone watch that stuff?
No, it was
I
boring.
stopped
the wor-
watching it. I
Colorado
mean,
State's like one of the worst teams. That was a gimme game. Stupid.
I don't know. It did surprise me. Colorado State didn't keep it at least competitive, considering last year they
just
almost
don't have
won,
the- they don't
but
have
they
the same
just
squad.
They don't have the horses to do it. They're not good. They're not good. It was ugly. Washington State. That was a good game.
Washington.
And then maybe
Wazoo
the
won.
worst play call of all time. 4th and goal, and you run an option to the short side. What are you doing?
You know, we
Awful.
were talking about it because that game was going on at the same time that our game, and we were talking about it as we were watching, and just talking about Washington and how hard that would be to, you had the year of your
Yeah.
dreams, you make it to the national championship, and
All
then
the talent.
everybody leaves.
Everybody.
Your entire team leaves, your coach leaves, and now you get beat by Washington State the next year. I don't even know who else
Pac-2 is doing
they
pretty
play.
good.
Yeah, the Pac-2, who's now going to be the Pac-6, and then we'll see from there.
Bring back the pack, baby.
But that's a lesson to be learned, that if you have a year where you're doing really well, make sure you enjoy it because you just never know the next year.
Yeah.
So
I don't
Oregon wiped out Oregon State, but Oregon State, again, the same thing with them. They're not the team they were last
No,
year.
not even close.
Not even close. But at least Oregon got the win. We'll see if they're gonna, get it together. Who
Well,
knows?
we got to talk about the LSU game.
LSU. I'm sorry. South Carolina got
They choked.
No, they got so
they
screwed.
Got hosed. Some of the flags in that game. I mean, I was watching the Kansas City Chiefs. Some of the speaking. That's what's.
That's
I'm
behind
telling you, dude.
What
some
is
of the-
that doing on behind us? Get this garbage off. Let's get a Raiders game up here.
Yeah, because they can just put whatever game up there. I guess
Yeah, no,
it's not magic.
they don't
on.
control the channel.
I'm telling you, there were some flags that you went, are you kidding me? The one where the guy picks it off in the end zone, goes 100 yards, and they call it back because the quarterback got blocked legally.
Yeah.
That was,
The quarterback's going to make a play, and the guy goes, boop.
if you're a South Carolina fan,
Oh, I'm losing my mind.
Cox.
the Gamecocks,
Great
like,
name, by the way.
you got screwed. I'm sorry. LSU should have lost that game. South Carolina should have won.
I think
Again,
Kelly's
it was up to
brain
South Carolina to
exploded.
put it away, but there were some blatantly horrible flags in that game.
And-
It was
and
very
all
frustrating. I
the
wanted LSU to
dude.
lose.
I know you do. You hate LSU.
No.
Brian Kelly's. He's
I don't really care that much. I just want to
LSU 's
show
sitting
that they
up.
are not the most amazing team,
They're not the
This
most
year.
amazing team.
because then that'll prove that USC is not the most amazing team this year.
Oh, it's a domino
it,
effect.
it all
I
comes
got it.
back to that.
I get it. The
Which
hatred of
USC has to
USC.
play Michigan this weekend, so
They're
that's going to be
okay.
interesting.
Who's gonna
Who
win?
wins? Who wins?
I know who
Michigan,
wins.
USC.
Easy. Bryn, who do you think wins? By 2 scores.
USC's gonna take them out.
By 2 scores.
They got no quarterback.
I can't say it. I won't say it.
Michigan is a dumpster fire
Yeah.
in so
How do
many
you-
ways.
How do you have a team that wins the national championship, has all this notoriety, all this money, and when McCarthy leaves,
They lost
You
a
don't
lot
have a
of dudes.
backup?
Their coach left too, though.
okay, but I'm saying no backup QB.
They lost Connor Stallions. They can't cheat anymore.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They
What's
but
his
what
name?
I'm
Starts with a
saying
C.
is a top tier
Corum.
QB
Corum.
in
like
Michigan.
Blake Corum.
No, I know.
That's what I'm saying. Not all that other stuff I agree with. I'm just saying, freak, man.
Where is that game? Is it in?
In the big house. But look, the big house, I've
SC's
been to the
gonna
big
win.
house, and it's not intimidating of an atmosphere. It's big, it's cool. If you ever get a chance to go, you should absolutely take it because it's really cool. But it's very spread out. It doesn't get
loud though.
It gets loud, but not like, I mean, it doesn't get intimidating.
We were winning
loud.
when we were there. We took them out.
When Travis Wilson's nose got ripped off, it got pretty loud. It got pretty loud.
What time is that game?
That one's at 1:30 our time.
That's true.
Oh, so it's like the same time as our game.
Stitch his
Yeah,
nose
3rd
together
and
so he
16. He
could
tries to jump a dude. Travis, we love you, buddy.
What other games are going on this weekend that are of note?
Well, K-State plays the Zoobs.
You know
Oh,
what?
Okay, well,
That's a good game. It's 8:30
So who
in
you cheering
Provo.
for? Who you cheering for?
Oh, duh. Who am I cheering for? Obviously K-State.
Kansas
But I'm just
State.
telling you right now, I think that's a close game. I think
What?
Bryn, can you
What are you talking
Can
about?
you please, for just a minute, just
No.
acknowledge
No. you trying to acknowledge?
I'm trying to say that
No.
one team that I'm not going to name is better defensively, specifically, than I expected. I think they're at home. It's a late game. It's a night kick. That place is
enough
going
of
to be
this.
rocky. I think Kansas State wins because they're a well-balanced team, but it's going to be closer than I think previously we expected.
This is the worst take I've ever heard from
Holy
you.
crap.
I can't even.
I can't even believe it. Can you
Colorado-
believe this? What he's saying?
I can't either. Colorado.
Look,
plays
I think
Baylor.
Kansas State wins.
No.
Kansas State wins.
Okay.
I just think it's a more competitive game than we first
I
anticipated.
still can't believe what I'm hearing. That's what I think. They're just going to come in there and
amen.
blow
I
them
hope-
out.
Look, I would never be happier to be wrong. Thank you.
Light him up in the chat,
Come
please.
on, Shaq.
Oh, that's a worse take than mine.
No,
Connor,
that is not.
Rob, James is crazy. Connor, no, you don't agree with him. He's going to.
Colorado plays Baylor. What do you think?
Oh,
Where's
Colorado.
that game at?
Colorado will win.
hold on.
Colorado Baylor.
I gotta
Unless
Come
it's on the
Baylor.
surface of the sun, like when we had to play Baylor. Maybe it's
Do it.
Colorado. See, that's the thing is they're so
It's at Colorado.
up and
though.
down. You don't know. Like,
It's a 6 p.m. kick at Colorado.
All right.
Right
Okay.
now, Colorado's favored by a point. So
oh wow, interesting.
All right.
I think Colorado.
James has some questions.
all right, so we did this last week, and we're gonna do it again.
This is a segment. We're going to do this. Top things.
If
off
anybody
here.
has any to add, they're harder to think of than you would think. But it's start, bench, cut. So you're starting one of these, benching one of them, and then you're cutting one of them. Okay. So I preface this with it was very easy. Anyway, you'll get it. Okay, here's the question. We're gonna start Utah themed because we did this last time with quarterbacks. We're gonna do it running backs this time. Zach Moss, Booker, John White.
Okay, say him again.
I start Booker,
Booker, Moss, John
bench,
White.
Moss, cut White.
Cut the Wolfman.
Between the, I want
It's
the
so
big
hard
back,
to do
dude.
because like you
It's Booker Moss.
That's mine too. I would start Moss, bench Booker, and cut White. So we're
Hey,
both.
look, there's Moss on the
we're
TV
both oh, there he is, Zach Moss,
Hey, it is
behind
Moss.
us.
playing for the Bengals now. Hey, look at that.
Wow, what timing that was! That was
Hey, man, there's something out in
amazing.
the atmosphere with that stuff.
I'm with Gary. I just have this love for Booker. I think he's my all-time favorite Utah running back. I just like the way he
Mhm.
ran. Moss, obviously incredible. He's all-time leading rusher. And then love John White, but I think out of the three, it's him cut.
I just want John White back so we can howl at him like we always would. The Wolfman. We need something like that at Rice Eccles again. I know Bad Moon Rising is awesome, but like,
Bryn, we get to light the cauldron every week by chanting UTAH.
my
That's not good enough for you?
Do not
That is
get
the
me
worst. You need to
started.
Get rid of that. Hey, Harlan, you're listening. I know you are. Get rid of it.
Add that to the list of things they need to figure out at
Hey,
Rice
they
Eccles.
got us some Wi-Fi.
Got
though.
Wi-Fi
The
now.
Wi-Fi is great. I'm able to watch another game simultaneously. That's my ADD.
All right.
All right, here we go. Gary, I want to see how objective you can be on one of these questions.
He can't.
Burrow, Allen, Patrick Mahomes.
Right now, it's.
Can you do it?
Oh, I can do it. Allen starts, Burrow's bench. I cut the freaking Mahomes,
You're
and he's out.
No, so
Okay,
he
so it
can't.
can't be
He
objective.
can't be
All right,
objective.
everybody,
Obviously,
you
he
can't be
cannot
objective.
be objective.
Yeah, man.
Okay, but you can't.
You
See, you're gonna
no,
cut.
Everyone's going to agree with me.
You cannot cut
Oh,
Mahomes.
really? The guy's
Really?
like for 100 and what?
Oh, really?
50 yards.
How many Super Bowls has he won?
Yeah, well, that's Andy Reid.
No, you start Mahomes,
Oh, gosh.
you bench Allen, and you cut Burrow. Speaking of, there's Burrow right
There's
behind
Burrow.
me, and
Uh,
Mahomes.
Run, you
And
run,
Mahomes
run,
are
run.
playing right behind us. James, wow,
gotta
it was
wait
like
like-
serendipity that
All
you
right,
chose
I-
these.
Something's
Start-
out there.
Start Mahomes.
Oh, God.
I'm benching Burrow, cutting Allen.
Okay,
Oh, gee.
sorry.
Jeez, Rose is
You're-
starting Allen, benching Mahomes, and cutting. I just
Oh,
okay. I'm not going to get into it.
Rose, hey Rose, I'm with you most of the way.
Rose,
I'm good with
you
the start,
realize
Rose. That she's on the chat.
that you and Gary are kind of like together
Hey,
on that.
no, me and
Almost.
Rose are on the same
That's the
page.
first time ever. I think Rose
Freak,
might
man.
throw up. All right, here we go. Winter Olympics, Summer Olympics, World Cup.
Oh.
Okay, with those I go World Cup.
Start?
I start World Cup. I bench the Winter Olympics because I like the hockey
Okay, and then
and get rid of the
cut the summer.
summer. I don't need freaking breakdancing or whatever.
Yeah, but the summer has gymnastics and diving, Gary.
Huh?
Summer has gymnastics
Gymnastics.
and volleyball.
It has men's
So,
gymnastics.
Carrie W. Start Bryn, bench James, and cut Gary. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
You know what?
Love it. No,
I wasn't cut.
we're gonna even highlight that comment
The
because
fact that I
that's the
wasn't
best
cut,
comment
that just
ever.
makes me happy.
Ban him.
I'm starting the winter Olympics, benching World Cup, and cutting summer. Even though I love gymnastics so much, there's not enough in the summer Olympics for me.
I agree. I'm with Bryn. Exactly. All right, Gary, this one's for you. Gretzky, McDavid,
Oh,
Mario Lemieux. You don't know we're hockey people, by the way, by a lot.
So I'm going to. This is easy, man. You start Gretzky. You absolutely start Gretzky.
Okay. Well, yes. So
And you bench McDavid. You cut Lemieux.
you're cutting Lemieux. Are you forget how?
I'm not forgetting anything. I'm just saying.
how do you? I don't know how you do. You can't.
I'm just
How do you
saying,
answer that
That's the
question?
game. That's the game.
You're cutting
You're cutting
McDavid.
Oh man. You a
McJesus.
Kraken fan?
I don't know. I can't. I got to start Gretzky and bench McDavid and cut Lemieux. You can't cut McDavid. Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's a tough one.
That's the point.
What are you?
I'm the same. I can't cut McDavid. And you know what? Even when I was younger, I was never a huge Lemieux fan. I recognize his talent, but never huge.
He's just hurt a lot. And had
Lemieux?
issues. That was
Okay, here's the
tough.
question. Get hit by Ray Lewis. Get hit by Scott Stevens. Take a punch from Mike Tyson.
What's the
That's it.
the one you
The
would
one you would
want?
take. So starting is I would get hit by,
You'd rather be hit.
I'd rather be hit by bench cut. So I'll start.
So the toughest one is the one you want to cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want that one
Okay,
to
I'm
happen.
starting with taking a hit from Scott Stevens. I think I could take a hit.
Yeah.
Although he did murder like 40
to
people.
you. No, yeah. Have you watched his highlights ever before?
And then I'm going to get hit by Ray Lewis. I feel like getting punched by Mike Tyson would kill me. I think my head would come right off.
Yeah. You would.
Yeah, it probably would. I'm the same
I-
as you.
I agree
I
with that.
can't.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it's like,
So you're going to take a hit from Scott Stevens
well, I mean,
Versus
anything's gonna kill me.
getting
Any
hit by
of
Ray
those.
Lewis.
versus getting hit by Ray Lewis.
I mean, either way, I'm not getting up. I would go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, last one.
Last one.
Last one. Okay. Of the three, which one would you rather do? And these are game-winning grand slam, game-winning three-pointer at the buzzer to win, or last second, like the Kalen Clay against USC touchdown as time expires.
Okay.
Is it just a regular game or is this
Let's say
like
playoffs.
playoffs?
We'll say playoffs in all three. To win the series, all right?
So you've got
Grand
Grand
slam, buzzer beater three, or last second touchdown. Game's over. Your team wins.
Okay. I would go with Grand Slam.
That's your start.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Okay.
Stand up there. You're down by 3.
What?
And you knock a Grand Slam to win it and win the playoff, and you just stroll around the base, do what you do.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Gary just wants to run around
The
the
glory you
bases,
get with something like
waving at everybody, blowing kisses at everybody.
that'd be so sweet.
Okay.
The other one was
touchdown or
Or
three-pointer,
three-pointer buzzer beater.
buzzer.
I do touchdown then the 3.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it might be buzzer beater first, then touchdown,
Okay.
then grand slam.
Okay.
Oh,
Because like when you're watching March Madness and somebody hits the 3-pointer buzzer beater,
That's a
like
great
it
point.
is so exciting.
That's a great point.
Yeah, that's mine.
Okay. I hate baseball. I'm going to preface it with this. I didn't watch a single inning of baseball the entire season. Hate it. But I would pick grand slam
Flush is right.
because I want to watch that thing sail out
The Reggie Jackson.
and stand there, and I would do the most obnoxious bat flip you've ever freaking seen. I would huck that thing 200 feet in the air, and I'd point at the other. It'd be great. I want to do that. And then
And you just strolled
And then
down.
I would walk so freaking slow. It would be great. Because it's over. What are you going to do?
Wow, you both have
You
like
won.
thought about doing
I'd
this
be
before.
so arrogant about it because
I've
baseball
never-
has the dumbest unwritten rules.
I've never thought about it.
It's got the dumbest unwritten. You can't flip your bat. Then don't let me hit the ball out of the park. How's that? And
No.
then I'm
Very
taking
good, very
game-winning
good.
touchdown and then the 3-pointer last. All right, that's it.
Okay. That's it.
All right, Utah fans.
Well, Utah fans, we're going to wrap it up here. Again, huge thanks to Flanker Kitchen and Sporting Club here in downtown Salt Lake. This has been really fun. Thank you to all of you who joined us and who are here in the chat. And if you're going to Stillwater, I really hope you stay cool, stay hydrated. That sounds rough. Take those cooling cloths or the like neck
The neck fan,
fans.
it's great
The neck
investment.
fans do work quite well. Make sure you're subscribed, that you like the video, leave a comment, leave a super chat and a super thanks. Go Utes. I don't know. It's going to be a tough game.
We're
Don't
going to
forget-
do it.
Don't forget, Bryn picked against her own team. Just don't forget.
Hold that against her, please.
Just remember that.
That's fine. I will take the hit. There you go.